Oh, that's pretty good. Turn a little bit. Oh, now you're cutting yourself off there.
Here, just a sec.
That's better.
We're still, whoops. Oh yeah, that's as far back. Oh.
It doesn't want to...
I should leave that in. Yeah. Okay, we're both in the, yes.
Is it going?
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh, it is going.
See that when it's red like that?
Oh, all right, okay. Mm-hmm.
Hi, and welcome to
Our World of Wonders.
We're at a really exciting place today. This is our Halloween 2015 episode, and we're at a place called Camp 30, which was a POW camp started in 1941, I believe, if I remember right. We can't really wait to get in there. It's really exciting. We found out about it on a share on a paranormal website that I think you belong to it too.
I do,
yeah.
but I'm not in there a lot. You're in there a lot more than I am.
So I've lived, well, we both lived like a half hour away from here and had no idea.
Had no idea it was here. I don't think I've ever even been down this road.
Yeah, so I've got information in the back that we'll splice in because we're really excited about getting in there. And of course, I forgot my shungite. I couldn't find it.
I brought mine.
So I've got
shungite pyramid.
My rose quartz heart
pendulum.
used to be on my purse, so we've got that for protection in the car because we don't know exactly what kind of energies we'll be coming across. So we've got that. I've got my rose quartz pendant, which you've all seen before.
Yeah, I got my hematite and the amethyst pendant, which actually I have to get a new cord for, so I put it in my pocket. But there's like the hematite, which is a very metallic stone, very protective grounding stone. And my shungite pendulum is in my purse.
Well, there, I've brought also hematite. This particular type of stone, it's a very thin, flat stone, fantastic for putting in your pocket. If you're looking for one, it's called a palm stone because of the way it's flat and you can hold it and rub. And of course, piece of quartz, because you can never have too much quartz, and quartz will actually magnify the grounding properties and protection properties of the hematite.
Okay, there it is. Okay, it was being shy. Didn't want to come out.
It's never been on film before.
Well, I don't know whether it has or not, but there's the shungite pendulum to try and see if we can do some dowsing.
Oh yeah, and I've got my other ones as well too. Yeah, I think this is a perfect place for using our pendulums.
Well, yeah.
And I have had a lot of questions about the pendulums, even though we've shown a little bit. I think we might film some more.
Well, yeah.
Because it's pretty important. So we're going to draw down the light, protect ourselves, get ready, and the next time you see us, we'll be over there in the POW camp. Hi, you're probably wondering why I, Michelle, have just popped up. While filming, I was using new equipment and I made some tragic mistakes, lost a bunch of footage. The introduction I lost, and the conclusions at the end I lost. So if the filming is a little bit choppy, we're trying to splice together through some of the mistakes I made. So the introduction about Camp 30, we were filmed in late October, just before Halloween. Camp 30's in Bowmanville. It was a prisoner of war camp. I had no idea that it even existed. Someone on a paranormal site, local to the area, posted some photographs, and I was shocked and talked to Charlotte about it, and she had no idea, so we did some research. I've pulled it up on the computer because some of the information that I was going to read to you off my copy didn't print out right. So there we go. Camp 30, Canadian run POW camp for World War II. Located in Bowmanville, just outside of Bowmanville, down a lonely little road. It was originally, there we go, in 1922, John Jury donated his farm of 300 acres to the government to build a school for unadjusted boys. Not really sure what that means. It could have been people that had, say, ADHD back then, or certain learning disabilities or disruptive qualities that made it difficult for them to be in a normal school. And so the building was originally a school for boys, 1927. It taught the boys right up until 1941, when the government told the school that to move to a different location. And it was decided that the buildings would be turned into a POW camp. It was relocated, the school, to Raskamori, currently the Lions Center, wherever that is in Bowmanville, because I'm not from Bowmanville. So the camp, 1942, was changed, and a lot of very interesting things happened here, which runs along with the whole, is the area haunted or not? Why it was located in Bowmanville, you might be wondering, is that there was a spy headquarters in Whitby, which was close enough to Toronto, but still out of the way and still kept secret. But then the POW camp was close to Whitby, but still in a secret sort of area. So that's how that sort of happened in this area. I won't get into how many people were there and what exactly happened, but there were many escape attempts, which once I read it, I thought sounded just like Hogan's Heroes. Let's see. The first one, the first attempt that happened, it says November 25th, but not the year. He tried to crawl out under the barbed wire and got caught, tangled up in the barbed wire, so he didn't actually escape. Let's see. There was a failed escape attempt. 4 German submarine commandos, or whatever they were, they tried to rescue them and have a break, and of course that got squashed as well. Someone tried to hide in the laundry truck, and that attempt failed. He was held in Oshawa jail when they caught him for several hours before he was sent back to the camp. Let's see, during the inspection of the prisoner cells, there was a tin can found with a map and tools for an escape. This was in July of 29th, 1943. So the can was taken and destroyed. I think that information, although it's included, is quite funny. But the most notorious escape was when they tried to dig a tunnel, just like in Hogan's Heroes, under the main northwest building. What they did was they had a hole in the wall that went up from the basement, up through all the floors, up to the top floor, and they put the dirt up in the ceiling. And the way that they ended up getting caught was there was a horrific crash at one point after they'd been doing this for quite some time. The whole roof and ceiling collapsed in, and they discovered that they were digging tunnels, so of course that got quashed. So there was a lot of very interesting things that happened. That was all September 1943. The stories of today, there's a lot of young people hanging out there, skateboarding. I mean, the vandalism is horrendous. There isn't a window left unbroken. Every building has burn marks. Quite bad, but a lot of young people hang out there. When I first drove by with John, just so that Charlotte and I could find the area, I didn't want to be driving around in a country road not knowing where to find it. There were at least 15 vehicles, it was a Sunday, parked in the area. There were skateboarders, there were those little recreation vehicle, four-wheeled vehicles, there were people with cameras. There was no less than 25 to 30 people there at that time. Charlotte and I, when we went on a Monday. We got there at 1 o'clock. We didn't want to go through there in the dark. We knew that it could possibly be very dangerous. And lo and behold, there were people there. We couldn't do any EVPs. We couldn't do a lot of those things because of the people that were there. The stories say that you can hear in the one main building where I took pictures of a skeleton, which you'll see on the photo shoots, that you can hear boys' voices You can hear like arguing and talking. You can hear banging and a bunch of different things. So that was sort of what we started out to try and investigate. We had to go at 1 in the afternoon. That's when Charlotte had her time off. That's when I had my time off. Quite a few months have gone by. It is now just the beginning of March. Obviously, we filmed just before Halloween. We thought we'd have it up by Halloween, but, you know, life got in the way of that. We'll let you see the film. If I feel I need to jump in and explain what's happening, the one main building where we took most of the pictures is where we believe the escape with the crashed addict happened, and where some voices have been detected and some orbs have been supposedly gotten. And the couple of far buildings we didn't go in because it was too dangerous, but we did take pictures. So we'll continue on, and if I need to jump in, I will. And there's a building over there. And there are other people here. We just saw a whole group of people going down towards the buildings in that direction. And there's buildings way back. There we go. Just going in a circle. Oh, that was a little fast. There we go.
Old light standards are still here. I don't know whether they still work or not. Actually, it would be interesting to be in here at night, but then there'd be a lot of other people probably.
Okay, now this particular building is in the northeastern direction. We don't know if this is the building they were referring to, but it's big and has several floors and is in the right spot. If we find a name that says Victoria Hall, we'll know this is where the prisoners had their little episode. It's hard to see, but a lot of this has been burned.
Yeah, look at that. Like
the whole ceiling, everything.
There's some more disgusting stuff in there.
Well, that's... oh, there's a fireplace. So that would make sense in the 40s.
Well, yeah. And a built-in bookcase there.
There we go. Can't really... Well, there we go. Oh, that works. I can actually see where the burn stuff is. So we were hearing voices, which is not paranormal, it's just more curious people. There's those bars that are bent. We're not really sensing anything in here at all. And there's another big burn room.
Yeah, just about every room has got like black stuff at the top.
There we go. We just noticed this trail in the... Of course, that's where people are coming in.
Yeah.
But you can see how they've actually made trails. Well, you can't see there.
Just the dust and stuff that gets blowing in. And
here, we just come around the corner and saw this beautiful artwork compared to all of the awful stuff we've been seeing. Just gorgeous. And as you can see, there are a lot of people running around through here. It's a Monday afternoon around 2 o'clock probably now. The place is teeming with people. Well, there's that building. We saw a kid on the weekend running up by that chimney along the top floor. So obviously you can get up there somehow. Right up here, he ran across where those windows are. There, we just walked into this room, and the smell of wet paint is, obviously that's an older one, but this has just been recently added to because the smell of wet paint is unbelievable. There it is, right there. That's what they did right there, because it's still wet. Hi. Obviously we need a little bit of an explanation for the wet spray paint. We could smell it in the hall, very strong, and we've got to that room and we're looking around the room thinking, man, like you can really smell the paint very, very strongly. And we found that blue paint still wet and shiny on the ceiling. Now, if you think about it, how did that happen? I'm not saying it's paranormal in any way, but it's like 9-10 feet up. The window is there. Possibly somebody could have somehow stood on the ledge somehow. We'll re-put the footage back up so you can take a look at it and think for yourself. The people that we saw running around weren't carrying ladders or chairs with them. I didn't see anything immediately in the area that they could have been standing on to put their tag on the ceiling. So very interesting, just something for you to think about. We'll run the footage again so you can see it, but just something to think about. Obviously that's an older one, but this has just been recently added to because the smell of wet paint is unbelievable. There it is, right there. That's what they did right there, because it's still wet. Another room. There's some kids downstairs who will probably be coming up soon, so I'm just trying to be quick. There we go. So we're up on the roof of that building and just being able to sort of look around. That's where we were a few minutes ago. Head back.
I don't want to get too close to the edge.
No, we're walking around on the edge of the roof, which is a little freaky. There's no... There we go. So
we'll get that out of the way.
Back in the car, thinking that Charlotte's shungite pendulum is like on the ground under the chair. I was going to get
find it anywhere.
The video camera out and try and find the part where she was talking about it to see where she put it.
It was in my purse. I put it in a different pocket. Obviously, it didn't want to come into the building with us for whatever reason. I actually asked, did you not want to come into the building? And I got a no, which is like a swing back and forth here before I even asked the question. So for whatever reason, I wasn't meant to use this pendulum today. So next time we come, I'll try a different pendulum and see what happens.
That's our little PS. We had a little extra in there. So very interesting though. And like I was saying, you get like a sort of like a happy, like, ha ha ha. But there's a lot of like artwork and stuff going on in there. And like young people coming. So like I said, maybe at nighttime when it's a little darker and people aren't around, it might be better.
It might be, It'll be dark as anything out here, but we'll just have to bring lights.
Although, interesting though that the pendulums, we've had that happen a couple of times with our pendulums, where for whatever reason they just would not work in certain spots.
I mean, I couldn't even, I thought I'd lost it. I thought I'd fallen out of the car and somebody had picked it up and taken it. But
it's like we were looking under the car, under the seats.
Like emptied out my whole purse, and all of a sudden, okay, it's in that little pocket.
And you emptied your purse in that little room?
Oh, I did. Yep. So it didn't want to be used.
Now, it is possible that there is a negative energy. Shungite is a very, very strong stone. It's very possible that whatever... But I don't know. We have to come back. I think that's our conclusion is
we have to come back.
So we'll see you in a little bit. Thanks for watching.